mean, I think we haven't been taught well how to be sexual creatures and acknowledge our sexuality, but also
abstain.
Yeah. And practice chastity, you know, out of reverence to God and out of gratitude for, you know, his creating our bodies and indwelling in us. And so I'm kind of find myself approaching 30 like, hey Matt. Approaching 30 and just kind of like, what do I do with this sexuality that I have that is so a part of me, such a good thing, but is not able to be expressed in a lot of ways? And are we talking about it enough?
Yeah.
Are we encouraging each other enough to be sexual creatures, or are we just, you know, encouraging, you know, each other to kind of just go dormant and not express or experience or appreciate that part of themselves until marriage?
Well, I always have lots of thoughts on this. Jenny's like, no, well, I do think the church is starting to do a better job of talking about it, so I am encouraged by that. I think it's something that I've seen and I don't even want to blame the church anymore. I think we're adults now, and it's like, okay, so now how are we going to deal with our sexuality? Because there's a lot of us as Christians that are not married and trying to navigate this sexuality correctly. And I think one of the things that I've thought about is, one, is my sexuality more than intercourse with a man? Like, and if it is, then how do I express that? And I think it may look different for all of us, but I think just being comfortable with talking about it, comfortable with the fact that, yes, I am a female, I am a sexual being, this is a male, he's a sexual being, so then how do we move forward in that? Do I trust that God telling me to abstain until I get married is a rule for having me live a better life because he loves me, or do I feel like he's just trying to keep me constrained and test me and see if I can discipline myself? And I think there's a lot of Christians that don't use their sexuality as a way to glorify and honor God in marriage or in singleness, and until we can do it from that way, we won't understand God's goodness for asking us to abstain. And those people, I think there's people that can come into marriage with a lot of sexual issues because they slept with a million people. But I think there's also a lot of people that can come into marriage with a lot of sexual issues because they totally, like you said, made their sexuality dormant. And so I think, again, it just has to come back. Am I abstaining because I live in this fear of messing up? Or am I abstaining because I want to glorify God with my life? And then if that's the latter answer, then I think that's the right answer. And then how do I just be okay with the fact that I'm a sexual being? And again, I think that's a conversation you need to have with God and, you know, some closer people in your life, because our sexuality is all going to manifest. Speaking of sexuality, if you want to pan over there, there's some dogs getting really excited. Well, see, I was wondering if we could maybe meet up later. No, I'm a Christian. I need to abstain until our wedding day. But I want you now. So that, I mean, those are some of my thoughts. But I think it's like we like to do as Christians, have conversations, and I think that's healthy. I think it's good. And also, just to plug Lauren Winner's book, Real Sex. I think we all read that, and I think that really helped us just go, oh, okay, this is why God asks us to be chaste. There's reasons for it, and this is how we need to live this out in community. A lot of people want to blame the church and say, they just told me I shouldn't have sex, and they didn't say why, so I'm just going to go out and I'm going to have sex. And it's like, dude, you're falling off the horse the other way. That's again, that answer is not glorifying to God either. So I think start with, do I want to glorify God with my life in every aspect? And if I do, then that'll include my sexuality.
I think that many people who are asking that question are looking for like an easy road, like something that will make this journey easier. Mm-hmm. And do you think any of what you just said is going to make it easier, or is it just going to make it more meaningful or give weight to it?
Hold up, Jenny. The answer to that will have to wait for part 5, which will also include a bonus tutorial feature, Joy's Guide to Mastering the Art of Interviewing.
How do you guys feel about